As the meeting went on, Max began to form some inferences into the society's uniting elements. Their stories, from what Max had observed, all possessed congruent themes, mostly equating to stories of adolescence and childhood. Some stories were predominantly bleak and melancholy, yet others were set on a sunny plane of childlikeness, which Max would not have anticipated from such a wizened gathering of aging men, who surely were well versed in the unfairness of life. Beaver's voice suddenly rose as he lifted his hands in a mediating fashion toward a number of men who had indulged in a swelling disagreement. All right. I know we can all agree we have the same ghosts. Now, if we could just listen to this idea with 1 ounce of humility, the ghosts will reveal themselves. Suddenly, and not knowing why he spoke, Max opened his mouth. What do you mean by ghosts? Buford had to turn his whole body in his seat to look at Max as a swollen silence developed. Max regretted his question the moment it had fallen from his lips. But Buford grinned happily at Max, his youth, his scrawny legs dangling over the chair, and his feathery brown hair. Yes, Buford began, turning to face the waiting men. His chair creaked as he did, as if the sounds were suddenly more pronounced now that the attention was turned on Max. I forgot to explain this to Max. Let's see. How would you explain the ghosts? They're... Buford trailed off, like a professor incorporating a vague and loosely pointed question to a throng of fish-eyed students. A bearded and overall hairy man cleared his throat and spoke in a grisly, guttural voice. The ghosts are not real ghosts. They're like... He paused, looking at the smoky ceiling. Do you know what a muse is? Like in mythology? Max nervously shook his head no. Well, the man began thoughtfully. It was evident that he was very well respected, because not one of the men lifted a finger to correct or interject during his pause. They're good spirits, which bring inspiration to writers and storytellers, artists and the like. Our muses we call ghosts, because they're things from our past. Memories of when I was your age, and so on. I imagine Buford here has plenty of ghosts floating around in this house. The man laughed. But just then, there came a faint bump from above them, in the room upstairs. None of the men heard it except for Max, who dismissed the startling thought into the realm of his imagination. So, when we're mentioning our ghosts, Maxwell, Buford said, concluding from what the man had explained, it means we're remembering something, often from our shared past.